That's the mighty good word, party folk. I'm your mile high priest. I'm up here up about a mile high on Mars's day. It's Tuesday, September 24th. What's good, party folk? My name's Armando. Thank you for being here. I honor you, your path. Thank you all for just hanging out while I figure out where my artwork wants to go. I have been fairly busy, even on my weekends. Even though maybe people don't suppose that I'm busy because I'm such a Pisces. I've also been like shifting all sorts of like manners of working, like going from full-time to freelancing, or coming back to freelancing, and then my career maybe sort of shifting in the meanwhile. Why not? Why not throw a whole curveball at me, right? Saturn in Pisces. I've been trying to record this message, but it has been a little like jagged, so I want to stay, I want to make sense for you guys, at least some sort of sense, and not give you this like choppy message. A lot of it was intertwining the SABIAN oracle message with my path. I don't know why, like sometimes I'm called to talk about what I'm going through, which is why I mentioned like my time and my work, my way of working. Also, I was Kat, I know you mentioned needling, which is such an appropriate word, especially for the time now. It has that like quality of like realizing how you've been working, how you're managing the rate of speed, all manners of like exerting, overexerting, underexerting, why you underexert, overexert, why you find yourself hitting like or repeating cycles. All of that is very much significant in general for the eclipses, right? That's usually the quality of timing during the eclipses, but it is also the first quarter or last quarter moon in Cancer that's signaling all these memories, like maybe even like for me, Saturn in Pisces has been that Five of Pentacles, that shift in spiritual perspective, more so by applying spiritual knowledge. The last year has been more about me taking a more not a relaxed approach, but just not going too fast, too furious. And then that for me has shifted my mindset as far as like the need to speed, the need for speed. And so before I get way down that, my work is involved in like I do, this is my personal path. Like I do a lot of work with psychologists, therapists, and then I also do a lot of work with spiritual knowledge, or like just learning more about spirituality and working with spiritual folk in the community, doing my yoga, that sort of thing. And so I've come to this like point too, even in my journey. So I definitely feel the shift in the time. Like this weekend when the equinox hit, it was like a veil was lifted, or like my lens, my perspective has shifted so much just over the last 2 weeks. And what I mean, it has culminated. So my work in the last year and my psychological processing work, even in the last month, I have a lot of clarity of mind, where I was just doing what I thought was the way, or what I even as a like super highly spiritual person, there's still like this innate drive and desire to go that I was still working on. And so now, where I thought I was considering my objective, it became more about the ramifications, right? And that's very much the crossroads that we're at. So you could be coming from a true Five of Pentacles vibration, or a more a shift up perspective that is also involved in like letting go, being left out, and pivoting from fighting to be included, or fighting against those that left you out, to realizing how you're approaching an objective. So needling, right? Did I say third time's a charm? Because I was like thinking a lot about like my masters, my teachers, like Christopher Witecki, which Kat, I know you vibe with them, and I just have them telling me third time's a charm, and that was what kicked off the last 20 year cycle for me, which now culminates. So it's interesting for me to get that reverberating in my head, because it does feel like I'm considering a lot, and I'm not necessarily going for something out of like spite, or out of just being told what to do, and I'm not fighting, not looking for any trouble just to prove my point, stopping so that I know which direction I'm going, just because I have an objective. This is all part of the SABIAN Oracle. I'm just putting myself in it. Maybe it makes it feel more human, right? Haste makes waste, right? The caution is recklessness, sacrificing individuals for larger gains, working until one drops. When Saturn in Pisces came about for me, I really just didn't want to continue working until I drop. Like, that actually happened to me. It has happened to me in the last 20 years. I have experienced burnout at least twice. In my college years, I experienced burnout at least twice. Yes, it does take me a long time to get it, because I'm a moon in Sagittarius and I'm a sun in Pisces. Putting the desire for gain before one's more basic personal needs, valuing possessions before people, talking so no one gets a word in, going off the rails, upsetting or obstructing others, emotional panic, spinning out of control. Where are you fast? Where are you going fast, fast, fast? Where do you never, on what lane? Like, when you get on to the lane, like, you know where you're going, you know your objective, but have you thought about how it's happening, how you're getting there, how fast? Do you feel bigger so that you think you're always right? Do you feel that you're always right, and that because you're in your lane and you're going fast, that means you're safe, that you're not in the way, or you're not moving people, pushing people out of the way, you're not bullying people out of the way, you're not declaring that your speed of light is like the correct way, right? I feel that I was not necessarily aware that that's what I was doing until Saturn in Pisces 2024. Like, maybe it's not how fast I'm doing it, but maybe it's that I was like shoving people like aside, and maybe it's because other people came to me with the fight, and so then I was like, well, I'm gonna fight for it too. So in no way am I blaming others, but I also didn't have really good practices of slowing down to recalibrate, to recenter my objective. And so I was just gunning for it. I was just working for what I thought others have that I also should have. And so that brings me to everything is energy in motion. That's a quote by Pir Vilayat Inayat Khan. Everything is energy in motion. So not just emotions, right? Emotion, it's everything. If you can go to that core and determine that even your mind is energy in motion, then that elevates you to understand the maybe situation that you're feeling, like a Five of Pentacles, being at a loss or being kicked out or being let go or having to go through the spiritual like processing that it's very heavy. It's shifting now from the mind, shifting now from your emotions, connecting mind and body, and then going with that new refined flow. Even just in the last 2 weeks, I'm noticing all the symbolism actually appearing physically, like my skin is shedding, which is timely, but it does point to me like my body and my mind are refreshed. And so now the connection is becoming clear as well. Now there's a clear connection. And so now there's a Queen of Swords energy of manifesting your thoughts before you actually gun it and you go and you make decisions, right? Or maybe it's pulling back to realize where you are being led quickly, fast, where you just say yes and you go. Okay, I know the messages sort of like escape me. A lot comes at me. I have the Values Oracle deck, which I haven't used or brought out in a while, but let's just see what kind of flies out. Thank you very much, Sun God, Ra, Mercury, Archangels, Angels, Spirits with the highest light, Earth, Air, Fire, Water elements. Hopeful ancestors, wise ancestors, sage ancestors, thank you so much. Okay, realism is coming out. Self-acceptance. Openness. So yeah, wow, okay, talk about mind and body. This is, openness is air and water. So allowing a flow, not by making a decision or not making a decision to go. Realism does want to come out. Saturn and Earth. So the planetary vibrations calling for that mind and body connection now. Recalibrating, recentering. Is the objective the one you actually want, or is it that you're fighting for something that you think you want because that's what we've been told, that's where you're being led. Self-control is back. Knowledge. Okay. I mean, isn't that what we were just saying? Mercury is pushing for that mind and body connection, and Mercury's talking to the big guys. So here, Mercury and Pluto. Aries is the full moon that's coming up after the solar new moon eclipse. But okay, self-control, yeah, like not speeding towards a goal, taking time out to wonder, to ponder, to realize, like, why am I in motion and What kind of energy am I? Why am I expending? Why am I using up all my energy? A lot of people's goals and like our perception of money or perception of how we make money and why, all of that is shifting, right? Our mindsets about why is shifting, and our mindsets about how to use money now goes from like securing some sort of safety to actually securing more so a path, like a journey that is involved with health, cooperation and belief, and leisure at the bottom of the deck. Cooperation is here. So like you're new again. It's King of Swords. Like, are you going to now feel left out? Now will you continue to feel left out? Can you align with a temporary, like the quality of time? Can you align it more to a temporary timing? Like it's just a shift, so it is temporary. Can you cooperate with your higher mind? Can you now ask your body to slow down in moments of like full-fledged, like full speed ahead? It's like going too fast and missing the crossroads, which does happen. I talk a lot about often. Believe, the High Priestess card, believe that you can, that your knowledge of self-control, that taking time out can put you in a shift. Or it can put you in a vibration of accepting the shift, accepting what has happened, whether loss or gain, whether spiritual or financial or both, whether you find yourself in a true physical like shift, like you see family, friends, you see a way you used to do things, all of that, that's like coming to the forefront. And the planets are definitely asking you, can you have self-control? Can you cooperate with us and remain in your seat? Can you continue to work on this shift happening? Can you make it real? Are you open to receive all the knowledge, the lessons from the knowledge, which is just you applying, right? Like you are applying now the knowledge. So Sea Serpent, that's one of the lower chakras, and the Camel is air. Air is, the Camel is persevering. The Camel also has that flow. So the watery, right? Camels hold the flow, hold the water. And so they're able to go those long distances in a slower, momentous kind of way, so as to not like fully dehydrate and fully give up before their journey's over. The Sea Serpent is that confidence, working with a new style of confidence. And so I think that's what I was saying. I know I'm going all over the place, but like now I'm reminded that even I was like really like exerting a lot in yoga, and in the last 2 weeks I've seen in my own self, I'm reflecting and actually seeing a physical change in the way I like hold my postures. I'm not extreme about them. I'm not, and I'm sure I'll get back into like, my physical like stamina kind of showing, but it's in this pulling back where I'm able to see like, or where I'm able to go the next few steps up that spiritual ladder, right? Like I can keep going. I am going. I'm maybe others don't see I shifted direction. So from their peripheral, from their perspective, it seems like I'm just very much not moving, but I'm actually like moving a different direction, right? I'm actually moving, and I'm moving in a different manner. And I'm not exerting wildly. Like, I think for the last 40 plus years, I've been exerting wildly. All of a sudden, I don't want to exert. I don't want to fight. I don't want to prove to anybody anything. I just want to help those that want and need the help, right? And so this is shining in a new confidence, right? Sea serpent. Moving from a new center, and maybe even your goal changing, or even your objective changing. But first, before you go, are you ready to go? Are you ready to move in this transitional mark, right? Oh my God, cheetah is fire. Oh, camel is fire, right? It was giving me air. I'm going to read camel though. I think that's fascinating. Let's just read it at the end. I like to do that. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of Pisces vibration. Pisces and Aquarius. And Scorpio. Aries and Scorpio. A lot for me has been about worthiness, self-worth. For me, it was like, how fast can I get what I want? That raises my value. How fast can I prove to the next person that I'm worth that value? It's like getting really caught up in the momentum building and then it blowing up in my face. Oh my gosh, justice and... Okay. Seven of Cups trying to come out. That's Venus in Scorpio, which is the timing right now, right? It's giving it's giving a notice of the time is what I meant to say. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notifications. Oh, and Son of Cups, yeah, Pisces, Aquarius. We have the Empress at the basis, so it's having had to shift, right? Coming at it from a new frame of many things, like the frame of perspective does come from the root. There's a shift where it was like headed towards what the mind wants, doing what the mind wants. Now you're presented with a lot of different choices. Not that all of them are good, but it's like you've been doing a lot of work that does present to you or illuminate to you the presentation. Maybe you also see a lot online, and I get that. I've been getting a lot of like the world, like seeing the world through the internet. Maybe a lot of us were driven to become more obsessive with social media and what's presented to us via online, via the internet, via all those apps. And so news, it's like news comes at you fast. And you go towards it fast. You consume it emotionally. It raises that like pressure, the emotional pressure raises the desire. Like, hey, you want these things, right? When it's more so now Venus in Scorpio asks, hey, are you aware of what these things actually are and how you're coming towards them, and how much in innocence and play that you're going for these things, you're gunning for them, you think you're in love with them, but is it that? Is it not knowing what you actually love, what you actually fall in love with? Like, is it that tendency to not know that drives you, that drives the excitement? Now, can there be a more limiting perspective to help you funnel through before you start to open up into the vast, and to see, right, that you're no longer without these things, okay? You are determining through work, through alignment, through alignment of your body and your mind, that connection, what exactly you're falling in love with, from clarity, from a clear mind and from clear body, seeing how things affect your body, seeing what you love. Does it love you back? Does what you love you back? Do your efforts burn you out? Do your efforts consist of full speed, never stopping? Are your efforts on the speeding bus? Like, it gives me that movie, Sandra Bullock and Keanu, again with these silly 90s movies. Like, is your life giving that, right? And then the Empress is here. It's like, you gotta relax. This is about your health. You've had this come to you. You've had this slap you in the face, where it's like you're at the doctor's office, or you're like my story in the last month has been me talking to my therapist and also telling her about how spiritual I am. So I talk about synchronicities, and then we're like, our minds are blown because our sessions are like matching. And I'm like, okay, stop it. But as fun as it is, it's like, that's a confirmation that you're gonna want to like sit down for and like swallow that hard pill, right? Like, swallow the pill, swallow the hard truth. And then what happens after that? Like, you gotta have room in the room in your body to address it. You got to have room in the mind to address it. So if you're moving super fast, is there time for your belief to work now with this knowledge that you're receiving about how real it is, how real what you want is? Is it real? Sorry, y'all, I'm gonna answer really quickly. It never fails that, like, okay, we're not gonna go into any like divine union. I'm still gonna post this. I know I'm so choppy, but the Emperor in the recent past, it's giving me like order, like, yeah, order in the court. It's giving me like the doctor presenting orders to you. Like, can you work on this? Or it's giving reorder at work. It's giving reprocessing, reconfiguring the systems. It's like day and night are here. Also the equinox, right? Sun and the moon. 7 of Cups in the Wild Unknown has the sun and the moon. Wow, you don't say. Let me lay down a few more. Yeah, there's a King of Swords. Well, Hierophant. So it's 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let me see, what signs do I have? I already told you Pisces, Aquarius with the Son of Cups, Venus in Scorpio with the Seven of Cups, Venus in Libra and Venus in Taurus with the Empress, Aries and Scorpio with the Emperor, Taurus with the Hierophant, and Six of Wands is it Leo? Okay, and then the Devil at the bottom of the deck. Jupiter and Leo with the Six of Wands, right? Saturn, Capricorn with the Devil at the bottom of the deck. So it may not feel easy, but where you are being the acknowledgement, it can ease the departure. It can ease this new introduction, right? The Emperor being old ways, old manners, old organizations to new organizations, new manners, new contracts, defined by spirit, defined by knowledge, defined by self-control, defined by new organization. That's what's happening right now. And it could be that bolt of lightning, and it could be the key that gets you from being outside of that church in the Five of Pentacles, and you have the key to your own spiritual center, to your own church. Six of Wands. Now, instead of relying only on the bodily aspect of the transformation, now do you bring forth your knowledge that can help you to remain in self-control and can help you to also be in belief. So it has that Queen of Swords, right? And it has King of Swords effects. King of Swords, are you feeling like young again? Are you feeling like you had to learn, even though you're up there, even though you're a high earner, even though you're a doer, even though you're a committed to showing your value? Now, I lost that train of thought, but do you allow now those skills to come through, okay? Instead of you only acknowledging the harsh reality of this time and how you have to go from one system to the next, or one belief to the next, or one loss to hopefully no more, right? But it is Six of Wands where it's like, yes, good news does approach. Mother of Swords, Mother of Cups. Mind and body, right? Manifesting emotions, manifesting body, or manifesting your mind, your thoughts in the mind. The Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Pentacles. So, okay, this is like definitely what's happening in the present moment, obviously, but more so your strength to persevere through whether you're going to allow something to crumble, whether you're going to sustain it, or whether you're going to create anew. Perhaps maybe you've seen parts of this where you have been involved in the destruction, or you have seen the destruction, and now it moves you to creating anew, and now you're being shown how to sustain it. You're proving to yourself that if I can honor what I have been through and that it was bigger than just being perceived as sitting around, or being perceived as just not tending to it. Now, do I tend to it in my own manner? Do I tend to it knowing that I'm alleviated from old structures, that I'm now moving with God, and that I can now move quickly in love, but towards actually sustenance, not just gunning it and just going for what I think it is that I want. Wow, the High Priestess does fly out. We had believe. Here is believe. The High Priestess. Believe that around you is this quality of timing that is meant to be a wrap up. Okay? So it may feel like you've had to let go of a whole relationship with yourself, right? That changes a lot of relationships around you. So you're about to see all of that. Eight of Swords. You're not stuck in that. Remember, we keep saying transition. It's transition. The Wheel of Fortune points you to feeling better, feeling luckier. Here's Sun and Scorpio. Here's a World card. The Six of Cups next to the World card, like no longer relying just on the vibration that this can work. Now actually stopping and realizing like it may not work, or this is not going to work anymore because I don't want to do it like I was doing it before. I'm not going to be able to apply the pressure and move in this direction. Wow, strategy. And so what's the outcome here? I know you're in disbelief that you will come out of this. Maybe you do have faith that this is trusting your will, trusting your patience, right? With the Eight of Swords. Do you trust that this is leading you away from destructive nature, or from just signing up to be in a destructive pattern, right? But what pops out? The Seven of Swords. We have a few repeating numbers, right? 10, 10, 7, 7. And then we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. Okay, cool. And this is what we've been talking about. So, the last collective message had this vibration. With the Seven of Swords, I just want to make sure what was my self-reliance and indirect action. There you go. And that's very much what this freaking last quarter moon in Cancer is all about. Not looking to the consequences of actions, right? Because you are undoing those actions. So you're not any longer recklessly headed towards objectives. You're strategizing. Self-reliance, okay? And indirect action. Having the guts to go against society. The need for good timing. Wow. Let me read the camel. Resourceful, independent, knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. And, this wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease, even in the face of excess, heat, judgment, or anger. I'm sorry.